Okay, so Wuthering Waves version 2.3 is finally here. Now, obviously, this is the anniversary version, and a lot of people were excited for what's to come. But obviously, some of the bigger kind of updates were, Zani coming to the game, and also Wuthering Waves coming to the Steam version, which I've talked about. And I wanted to talk about the success of both of these. They've actually done surprisingly well compared to a lot of the previous stuff that Wuthering Waves have actually been through. So, obviously, the first post that I actually saw was from this community post over on Gacha Police, which says Zani Day 1 JP iOS sales are 272 million yen, 3 times as high as the second highest in last half year, which is Rocha at 97 million yen. Now, I don't know if they're comparing that to, the first day of Rocha, which was 97 million yen, or if it was the entire banner. I'm pretty sure it is just the first day. But yeah, it's only been a day of Zani, and they're already at 272 million. Now, obviously, as we know, with characters that come out on Gacha banners, the majority of the income, obviously, is going to come from the first couple of days due to the fact of people being hyped for the update, and then obviously, yeah, going ahead and pulling on them. But again, it's still amazing to see that it's already gotten up to this high, and obviously it will keep going up and up and up as the, banner has been out for even longer. Obviously, people saying who's got the highest first day, and they say likely Yinlin, since she made a blackout in the transaction on day 1. They say how many is Carlotta, that and Jinshi rerun push. So again, obviously she's doing very, very good and is definitely up there as one of the most sold characters in Wuthering Waves. Now, we can keep on going. They compare it to Shorekeeper's rerun as well. There was this post as well, also on Gacha Police, pretty much, glazing Wuthering Waves for how well they've been doing. Essentially, you can see here is the actual mobile sales. I'm pretty sure this is just over on the App Store, and Wuthering Waves is in 3rd place, which again is really, really great to see, just below Ensemble Stars and Cat War, which I think is amazing. Obviously higher than YouTube, which is pretty crazy. And obviously, yeah, we've already seen this one about the Shook one, but yeah, it's done better than the Shorekeeper rerun already. And also we've got it in the top sellers of the Steam games. If you don't know, it actually came out on Steam recently. I talked about a recent situation of it being review bombed and it getting a lot of hate and stuff over on Steam. But honestly, I don't think it's allowed that to affect it at all, as it's actually become 15th place on the top sellers right now in terms of Steam, and I'm pretty sure it's gone even higher at the moment, which is great to see because it means that more people are going to see this game, and obviously due to it being free to play, it's going to be more appealing to people. But I don't know if you guys have ever done this before, but you look through some of the top seller stuff, and usually you'd at least give a free game like a little look. Yeah, like whether you're downloading it or not is a completely different thing, but you'd at least go onto the page, give the trailers a look, and maybe get interested, which honestly is really good for the discoverability of Wuthering Waves. And obviously that has brought a big boost in the players, and it seems like a lot of people as well, also current players of Wuthering Waves, are actually kind of switching over to, because obviously everyone has pretty much everything over on their Steam library pretty much, so they want to include Wuthering Waves in that kind of list of libraries or whatever, so that they can have everything all in one place. So a lot of people are actually uninstalling it from the original Wuthering Waves launcher and moving over to Steam, which honestly I think is a good idea. And obviously it drives up a lot of the numbers. And we also have a little post as well from John Seaman talking about this. I feel really weird saying that name, but again, he says we were now in the top 15 Steam bestsellers, and they've also done very, very good on Steam in general, with there being 9,000 players playing right now. Now, it's going to be something that we're going to have to monitor over the long term, because obviously there is a big boost of players playing the game due to the update and due to it first coming out on Steam. But it's going to be very exciting to see where this can go in terms of player base and player numbers, because obviously updates are going to help it spike, and different kind of changes and stuff are going to help people come back to the game, which obviously is going to boost the player numbers in the long term and everything like that. But yeah, there was currently 9,790 players playing at the time of recording, and also we reached a peak of 14,563 players, which honestly I think is pretty good. And you can see here they're actually in the top 16 of the bestsellers right now, so they did actually fall off the 15th place, but honestly it's a very, very good kind of thing for Wuthering Waves at the moment. You can see as well they've got other Twitch stats. They're saying it's on 6,000 views right now, and it actually reached in the 24 hours a 31,000 peak, which is great to see, because obviously it means that it's getting very popular over on Twitch too. It's just one of these games where you got to wait for it to kind of evolve over a long period of time. I think a lot of people were very quick to judge Wuthering Waves and its viewership on the first day and in the first month or so, and the same with the updates as well. I think many people were like, okay, I'm not really liking this update, well, I'm not liking this, I'm not liking that, okay, I'm gonna quit. and you know, obviously a lot of people left. And essentially with the rinascita update, they've been playing the long game. You know, they've been developing all these really great updates, which maybe they couldn't have released on the first day or the first couple of months, but it is something that, you know, players really appreciate now. And honestly, I think that's a really good sign for Wuthering Waves. And overall, I feel like a lot of this data, which is coming from all of these regions, obviously, you know, a lot of the mobile data that we've had is mainly Japan, but it's going to be very exciting to see how global has done in terms of a lot of these Zani sales as well, because I think that this could really help to boost Wuthering Waves in the future and tell them that we'd like more updates like this, and you know, maybe they can improve it even further, because I know there was still a lot of controversy to do with a lot of the anniversary awards, and there are some pretty negative things in this update which I really do wish that Wuthering Waves do change. For example, there was a little bit of a problem with a whole spending event in the game. If you don't know, there's an event with a whole store, and essentially you can buy stuff, but the way you get points to buy stuff in that store is mainly by through like pulling. Now, it's not as bad as the Honkai Star event due to the fact that, you know, Honkai Star is purely based off of spending alone, whereas this is based off of pulling, so you can use free pulls, etc. to get some of these points. But it is still pretty bad, especially whenever you want to get all of the necessary stuff in the store. There's also some other things as well. Obviously, the rewards, they just weren't very well accepted by a lot of players, and I still don't think they are perfect, you know. I feel like this is the very minimum that they could really go, the rewards, including the compensation that we had from Kuro Games for, you know, all of the stuff that's happened previously. So again, I feel like, you know, the rewards could have been a little bit better too, and that would have really made this update a perfect update in my opinion. Obviously, you know, Zani is a great character. We've also got Chikona coming out in the next version, which is going to be very, very jam-packed, but I've even had a chance to actually play some of the 2.3 update, and it's been really great for me. I've done a lot of the combat stuff with like Zani and stuff like that, which again has been a very, very exciting, and I can't wait to get into even more of it and actually share, you know, my thoughts on the update as a whole, because honestly, I do think it has been a very, very decent update, especially for one that I would consider a filler update. You know, I know that the anniversary is supposed to be something big and it's supposed to be something, you know, spectacular, which it is, but in terms of main story, we're not really pushing the main story on, which in my opinion would class as filler story to me, and would class as, you know, a little bit of a filler patch to me. And, you know, it's much better than with what we've seen in previous times. Now, yes, it probably is helped by the fact that, you know, it is an anniversary event and we're getting all of these rewards at the same time. So, you know, I do understand that completely. But, you know, in terms of the content outside of the rewards and outside of these celebrations, I do think there is a lot of content for people still to do. And I think that lots of people have even come back to the game due to the fact of the hype that's been kind of, you know, put around it. You know, it's nothing as spectacular as maybe the rinascita release, but people are still coming back to the game almost like it is the rinascita release, which I think is really weird. But at the same time, it's great because, you know, obviously we've got a lot of new players coming over to the game, and a lot of old players as well that maybe, you know, weren't sure on the game are actually coming back. Now, yeah, that might be actually due to the fact that Zani's out. You know, obviously some people saw Zani in some of the trailers and everything like that, and they thought, ooh, I want this character, when's she coming out? Oh, not until like 2.3. Fine, you know, I'll wait and then I'll come back to the game. I think some people have actually done that. So that also might be another factor. But honestly, it is great to see all of these new people and all of the, you know, older people coming back to the game due to the fact that there's just been some pretty good updates over the past couple of months, which honestly has really helped Wuthering Waves out with its overall opinion of the game. But yeah, as I said as well, there was an issue with the Steam version in my last video where people were talking about Steam Deck version, and that was one of the main reasons it was getting bad reviews, was because they wanted a Steam Deck version, which is totally understandable. And they actually put down into the description of the Steam page now that Steam are working with Kuro Games to actually work on a Steam version, or at least allow one to happen, because I'm pretty sure they have all of the necessary stuff there. It's just kind of getting them around the anti-cheat so they can go ahead and play it. So it's going to be you know, exciting to see if that does get announced very, very soon, because again, a Steam Deck version coming to the game would be nice, especially for someone who owns a Steam Deck myself. You know, playing Wuthering Waves on the Steam Deck might actually be pretty insane. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this update, because again, I honestly have really enjoyed it. I think a lot of this stuff going on at the moment over on the Steam charts has been great because it has brought in a lot of new players. But yeah, let me know what you think, because again, you know, I'm just interested in general. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And also go to GameStop, use my code KAZA, get 10% off. They've got a ton of really nice stuff over there, so definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all.